Aloha and good morning. My name is Stacy Lenz and I'm the Assistant Director for the University of Hawaii Willed Body Program. On behalf of our students, staff, and faculty, I'd like to welcome you to this year's Willed Body Memorial Service. It is our deepest regret that we are unable to present this service to you in person. However, our students and staff have put their whole heart into the service you're about to see honoring your loved ones. Due to COVID-19, all portions of the memorial service you're about to see have been pre-recorded, including the scattering service, which will be presented at the end of our program. All portions of our service were recorded following CDC, NIH, and Department of Health guidelines. During this exceedingly difficult time, the spirit of generosity of our donors and the kindness and patience of you, their loved one, have been a spot of light in the darkness. We cannot thank you enough. With that, it is my deep honor to present future physician and class secretary for the medical class of 2024, Erica Shin.
Aloha family, friends, and JABSOM Ohana. It is with our greatest honor and privilege to welcome you to the 2021 University of Hawaii Willed Body Memorial Service. We are humbled to have this opportunity to recognize and thank the men and women who have selflessly donated their bodies to further our medical education.
There is no simple way to quantify the value in the donation of our silent teachers' bodies. It is apparent these individuals have led lives of genuine compassion and greatness, so much that they have left a trail of impact on not just the students and faculty of JABSOM, but on their beloved families and friends.
Our silent teachers have given us the gift of tangibility, the ability to physically understand anatomy in a realistic manner, rather than to learn the body only through books. This gift cannot be matched by any means, as it has given us the valuable opportunity to become more knowledgeable physicians. Additionally, the compassion and commitment that our silent teachers have shown us sets the precedent for the type of doctors that we all strive to be.
From the moment that we were first introduced to our individual silent teachers, we became connected to the legacy that they left behind. The stories that define these individuals have now become a part of us. They are stories that will carry us throughout our medical careers and will be the light that ground us in becoming compassionate, diligent, and well-taught physicians, equipped with the expertise to treat our patients with the same kindness of our silent teachers.
On behalf of the JABSOM community, we would like to thank you for joining us on this special day to commemorate every individual and their altruistic gift. Thank you to every silent teacher who has provided us the ultimate tool to our medical education. Now, to start our service, please join us in prayer led by our chaplain.
Aloha mai kako. I'm Reverend Jazzy Bostock. I serve both St. John the Baptist Episcopal Church in Maili, Hawaii, and also Maluhia Lutheran Church just up the street in Waianae. Let us pray. Creator of life, we breathe in your presence in this place. Send your Holy Spirit near to us now, wherever we may be. Consecrate this time, set it apart, make it holy. As we honor the lives of our loved ones, bring them near to us. Give us awareness to feel that the veil between this life and the next is very thin, so that no matter how much time has passed, we may still feel the presence of those who have gone before us. Console and comfort all who mourn. Wrap your arms of love around those who are still grieving. Thank you for giving us those who we celebrate today, to have and to love on this earthly pilgrimage. Amen.
We sincerely thank you today for joining us in the remembrance and celebration of our silent teachers. My name is Peggy Sue, and I'm a first-year medical student. Though we cannot be together in person today, I hope I am able to convey just how grateful my classmates and I are to both our donors and their loved ones for their sacrifice in delaying their goodbyes in order to help us perpetuate the wisdoms that will impact the lives of future generations. Our silent teachers are our very first patient. They start our journey on the path to healing and allow us to take our very first steps to fulfilling our dreams of becoming physicians. I was incredibly nervous the first time I stepped into an anatomy lab. I was confronted with the magnitude of responsibility of the career path that I've chosen when I met our silent teachers for the first time. These feelings dissipated as I got to learn more about my silent teacher. who selflessly and kindly entrusted us with her body. We have been given a tremendous privilege to appreciate the anatomical similarities and differences that cannot be simply learned through a book or lecture. This is where my classmates and I started building spatial recognition of the composition of the human body by unraveling both delicate and resilient structures, which have allowed us to admire its wondrous complexities. We're not only given the opportunity to become familiar with the anatomy, but we are also bestowed with lessons of empathy, dignity, and respect, which simply cannot be learned through text. Though we witness the existence of our donors etched into every fiber of their being, we share a very small glimpse into their life with only the knowledge of their name, occupation, and pathology. Beyond the anatomy lab, we may never truly know about our silent teachers' rich history, memories, and the love they shared with their family and friends. Before they became our teachers, they were your mothers, fathers, siblings, grandparents, and best friends. My classmates and I spent less than a year with our teachers cultivating our knowledge in medicine through their generosity, but you were able to experience a lifetime of their love, kindness, and spirit. It has been an honor to work with our silent teachers, and we will continue to carry their legacy through our experiences and memories with every patient we treat. We will remember the grace and selflessness of our silent teachers who have illuminated and enriched countless students, which make us that much more capable to help others in the future. To the family and friends of our silent teachers, your unwavering faith to entrust us with your precious loved ones have taught us lessons that will follow us for the entirety of our careers. We are inspired with humility and deep gratitude that we only hope to reciprocate to others within our lifetime. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Takashi Matsui, Department Chair of Anatomy, Biochemistry, and Physiology. On behalf of the department and the Real Body program, I would like to thank all the body donors for their thoughtful decision to support our medical education and the development of medical science and technology. Today marks our second remote memorial service as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. In the heaviness of a pandemic, we want to convey our empathy in addition to our gratitude for your loved ones during this especially difficult time. Though advanced computer technology such as 3D imaging is developed for medical education, it falls short of an essential element in medicine. Healthcare workers needs to observe patient characteristics and personalities that computer technology simply cannot substitute. Each person possesses a unique anatomical structure which is highly linked to their lives. When JABSOM student begins learning medicine, we remind them to study an illness in the context of the person's personality and lives, critical detail that surpass the disease itself. At the Gross Anatomy Lab, your loved one provides students and healthcare workers with this essential element in medicine, as well as anatomical understanding as a silent teacher. Through the courses, concept will develop, discovery will be made, lives will be saved. All because your loved one chose to give. Again, we truly respect the invaluable gift that is your loved one's decision. We will never forget their dedication to our community. Mahalo.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today, and thank you everyone for joining us for this special event. To many of us, this past year has been a year of loss. Sometimes this loss seems small or selfish. I can't see my friends or go to restaurants. I attend lectures remotely on Zoom rather than in person with my classmates. But many have experienced loss that is much more profound and heartbreaking: the loss of a loved one. We are here today to acknowledge the generosity of the family and participants of the Will Donor Program and thank them for their contribution. To do so, I would like to take a few minutes to express how their act of compassion and selflessness has affected the JABSOM class of 2024. I recently came across some poems shared by a mentor of mine, Dr. Rafael Campo. I hope to share one poem that he highlighted, One Art, written by the poet Elizabeth Bishop. I feel this poem captures the sentiment of our unique year. The art of losing isn't hard to master. So many things seem filled with the intent to be lost, that their loss is no disaster. Lose something every day. Accept the fluster of lost door keys, the hour badly spent. The art of losing isn't hard to master. Then practice losing farther, losing faster, places and names, and where it was you meant to travel. None of these will bring disaster. I lost my mother's watch, and look, my last or next to last of the 3 loved houses went. The art of losing isn't hard to master. I lost 2 cities, lovely ones, and vaster, some realms I owned, 2 rivers, a continent. I missed them, but it wasn't a disaster. Even losing you, a joking voice, a gesture I love, I shan't have lied. It's evident the art of losing's not too hard to master, though it may look like a disaster. When I first read this poem, I felt a resonance with an attempted normalization, anticipation, and eventual fatigue of loss. My classmates and I started medical school confined to our couches, going weeks without braving the outdoors or having the chance to get to know each other. Throughout it all, I wondered if anything would get back to normal, and resigned myself to the possibility that it wouldn't. Our professors and faculty went to extraordinary lengths to adapt to our situation, and, as the poem describes, the loss wasn't hard to master. But, as Bishop hints, as I tried to make the best of it, I still wondered if I was missing something essential. Things changed when we started anatomy. Every Friday, the participants of the Will Donor Program gave us a path forward, the opportunity to learn in person, rescuing us from the stasis of Zoom fatigue. We were able to work and learn side by side with our classmates who, eventually and belatedly, became our friends. While it is true that the Will Donor participants taught us anatomy and imparted knowledge that will carry us throughout our careers, their generosity literally opened the doors for our first steps on campus since orientation. And in doing so, they taught us that while the art of losing may be easy to master, it will never be a match for an act of compassion. I'd like to end with an excerpt from a poem by Dr. Campo that describes our experiences with the willed donor participants, our silent teachers, better than I ever could. The poem is entitled, What the Body Told. Not long ago, I studied medicine. I looked inside the other person's mouths and see the sleek interior of souls. It's warm and red in there, like love with teeth. Through certain books, a truth unfolds, anatomy and physiology, the tiny sensing organs of the tongue, each nameless cell contributing its needs. It was fabulous what the body told. I hope you can appreciate the wonder and incalculable gifts these generous souls have imparted upon us, and can accept our gratitude. Thank you everyone for your time. Mahalo and aloha.
Aloha, my name is Eduardo Biala Jr. and I'm a current student in the Imi Ho'ola Post-Baccalaureate program here at the John A. Burns School of Medicine. Myself and my fellow classmates had the great privilege of learning about the inner workings of the human body through our silent teachers. Connection, selflessness, intellect, courage, bravery, generosity, inspiration, humanity, and empowerment. Your loved ones give us insight on all of these and so much more. In the span of 7 months, I and every other student new to anatomy could never have guessed just how profound our education would be. Many of us went into the program thinking anatomy would only be stressful, confusing, and exhausting. And while it did at times seem like that, it was by far more rewarding than anything else. I can assure you the light, hope, and incredible influence your family members had on you all was brought upon us as well. They helped provide the foundational expertise we all need to successfully begin our careers. We are blessed to have the depth of knowledge we now possess of the human body, from its development to functionality, to just how beautiful the complexity of humanity truly is. Over the years, we will save and improve the lives of many. This newfound knowledge that I and my classmates now possess about the human body would not have been possible without the help from our first patients, our silent teachers. I believe your loved ones deserve just as much credit for every life that we are able to impact, because without their belief and dedication in our education and our future, it wouldn't have been possible. Your family members were a pivotal part of our education and became part of our family of peers as well. Though silent, they spoke volumes, taught plenty, and influenced us tremendously. So we want to thank you all for being here and celebrating the love and gratefulness that we have for them. Although we cannot give you the gift that they gave us, we can express our sincere gratitude and appreciation and instill a sense of peace into you all, as your loved ones manage to carry on their legacy and touch our hearts beyond their passing. Through their honorable decision, they have already impacted our lives and will continue to impact the lives of so many more. Thank you.
Good morning. In the anatomy lab, we respectfully call those who donated their bodies our silent teachers. I'd like to share briefly one way my silent teacher helped me, and then I'd like to describe how medical students at the John A. Burns School of Medicine have been impacted by your loved ones. And then finally, I'd like to end by sharing how meaningful, how special, how important their contributions are, and that it made a difference. My silent teacher guided me. In 1992, I was a young doctor, only 1 year out of medical school, and we were all called into the hospital because that evening, Hurricane Iniki was about to make landfall. And the decision was to call us all into the hospital before it did, because there was a concern that the storm would cause so much damage to the roads and cars, and we couldn't get there if we needed to deliver care that was sure to be needed. I was in the ICU, and I was inserting a catheter into a patient's heart. And I could see from a monitor that I was using, the tip of the catheter was in our patient's left ventricle. Suddenly, remember the storm was coming, the electricity went out, and it became completely dark in the Queens Medical Center. I lost the monitor. I had no idea where the catheter was, but I knew it was in a potentially dangerous place, and I needed to pull it back to a safer position, but not pull it completely out. I was standing in the dark, and my silent teacher guided me. She was like an angel on my shoulder. As a medical student, I had dissected out my silent teacher's heart. I had held it in my hands many times, looking at the flow of blood, the chambers, the angle of the valves, the size of the ventricles. And I knew from my silent teacher how much to pull the catheter back. Soon the lights went on. The patient did well. And even today, 35 years later, I remember my silent teacher's face with great reverence. Over the years, I've collected stories written by medical students here, reflecting on their encounters with their silent teachers for the very first time. A medical student once told me that when he first saw his silent teacher, his eyes were wide open, but sadly hers remained closed. This first meeting can be a very emotional one because students must reconcile the role of the dissector, respectfully, with that of being a healer. Here's what some of the things medical students told me over the years. They often shared how much they appreciated the gifts they were given, their silent teacher. One said, here was a person who had lived a long and full life, who was born in a different era, whose body before me bore the evidence of a life's journey. I felt grateful that this person would entrust their body to me and my fellow students. Another said, to see that so many people were willing to give so much to the world they had left behind, it kept me connected to the humanistic side of medicine. As I continue with my education, I am constantly reminded that I'm only able to pursue this career due to the help of those in my community. Another added, I was extremely humbled and honored that she wanted so specifically to donate her body to the John A. Burns School of Medicine for the education of medical students. I felt extremely privileged. She does not feel like an autopsy or cadaver to me. She feels like a real person that I can relate to. Some students were quick to reflect and acknowledge the lives that their teachers led and noted unique aspects about their donor. One said she was an accountant and the beloved mother of 4 children. My own mother is an accountant. Her children's love for her reminded me of my love for my own mother. I found out that my silent teacher had a fiery personality who lived life on her own terms. Reading about her personality and background brought her to life for me. Her tiger tattoo, pink nail polish, and scars were all small reminders of her past. Another shared that their silent teacher was a cat lover, an adventurer, a Starbucks coffee drinker, a brother, and her very first patient. Students consistently shared how they longed to know more about their silent teacher. One student wrote, although I will inspect your stomach, I will never know your favorite things to eat. I may look into your brain, but not learn anything about your favorite memories. Another wrote, I see the future in the toll that aging has had on you. The world wears on us, dealing us moments that we're not quite ready for. These moments often end up as defining points in our lives. I wonder what yours were. Our medical students said they're taking lessons in both anatomy and life from their silent teachers. One told me, I don't believe a single person contributed to my education more than my silent teacher. Another said black and white grainy ultrasounds suddenly make visual sense when I think of the left lower quadrant of my silent teacher. Another wrote, as I encounter future patients with liver disease, I'm able to understand it better because of my palpation of my silent teacher's liver. I want to end by emphasizing that your loved ones made a difference in the health of the community. Their gift will allow future physicians to prevent illness, to save lives, to comfort those in need. And so their donation is an enduring one. For our school, this gift is sacred. It binds us together. You and your loved ones are now part of a larger family, a medical school family, whose mission is to attain lasting health for all. As they continue to leave a legacy through the doctors that they train, may your loved ones be a comfort to you, and may you feel the pride that must be yours to have a loved one who became a silent teacher. Thank you.
Aloha everyone, my name is Sharon Wong and I'm currently a second-year medical student here at the John A. Burns School of Medicine. I'm so honored to be speaking in front of you folks today on behalf of my class, the class of 2023. We're sorry that we cannot be with you all today in person, but we wanted to emphasize that we are incredibly thankful for the support you and your loved ones have graciously given to us throughout the World Body program here at JABSOM. Over the past few years, I have had the incredible privilege of learning from our silent teachers, from both my time at the Imi Ho'ola Post-Baccalaureate program, as well as here at JABSOM as a medical student. Going into my first learning experience, there was a great mix of feelings. Feelings of nervousness, excitement, and a sense of privilege. We are so blessed to have an amazing donor program here on our islands, as well as an amazing team that organizes it. But more importantly, I feel so grateful to have so many generous individuals who have decided to grace us with the ultimate sacrifice, which is their own anatomies to study from. As students, when we take a step into the room and are greeted with the crisp, cool air of the anatomy lab, once we enter, before everyone starts, we all get a chance to meet our silent teachers. We get to read their histories, and in a sense, we get to get acquainted with each other in what would be the beginning of a very special academic journey. When the silent teachers are revealed, I caught my breath, and it's in this exact moment that I realized, wow, this is a real person. Someone who is willing to sacrifice their own body so that we could have the privilege of studying their anatomy and contribute towards the betterment of our education. With the knowledge that we gain from our donors, we can work towards solidifying a really firm foundation in our knowledge base for medicine. And by doing so, we can apply what we've learned and provide better, compassionate care for our patients. Having this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to learn from our silent teachers has filled me with gratitude. And as I've now completed my anatomy curriculum here at JABSOM. Oddly enough, a place that I used to be intimidated by is a place that I miss going to weekly, along with my classmates. I have many memories of just being in awe of the human body. To think that our organs and bodies are organized in this way, and how certain parts can vary from person to person. When you get to see the nooks and crannies of organs you only read in textbooks, it really brings it all together, with a kinesthetic aspect of learning to complement our studying. Even during the time of the COVID pandemic, our anatomy department found ways to make the most out of the situation. And of course, with the amazing combined work of our instructors, teaching assistants, technical support, and of course, our silent teachers. We worked to schedule shifts so that we could go into the anatomy lab to learn from our silent teachers. And I'm really grateful that we were able to work it out throughout the obstacles of the pandemic. I think back and reflect on the lessons I've gained from this experience. Not only academic, but also a lesson of gratitude and compassion. A lesson in teamwork, a lesson in patience and appreciation of the human body and the beautiful souls that inhabit them. Life is precious, and I like to think that these wonderful people lived a good life and continue to have their legacy and lessons passed on by donating their bodies to the World Body program here at JABSOM. I could not be more grateful to be speaking on behalf of our class, the class of 2023. And I can say with confidence that we are so appreciative of this opportunity to learn from our silent teachers for the past 2 years. And we will continue to take the lessons learned along with us throughout this journey of healing. We want to thank the donors and their families for their continuous encouragement and support. And we would not be where we are today if not for the generosity and compassion that you have all expressed. We hope to make you all proud and give back to our communities through the power of healing. Mahalo nui.
As I sat down to write this address, I couldn't help but reflect on this past year and think about how in this year we've been made aware of our mortality, perhaps in a new way. This year was one which brought close to us the precariousness of human life, showed us that sometimes life balances on nothing but a droplet of exhaled breath. This year has been hard for many of us. It's been one where we have foregone many of the usual rituals we hold. graduations and weddings and baby showers and funerals and hospital visits. This year, maybe more than any other, grief seems to be in the air we breathe, even as we begin to move out of our pandemic time. So much of the time we run from that grief. We seem to be taught to run from the bad emotions, to stay away from feelings of grief or doubt or despair, but they're just as much a part of our life as the good emotions. And as we all know, so much of the time these feelings come together, flooding in all at once. For this service, I'd like to invite you to let those feelings come and wash over you. Don't worry about if they're good or bad. Let the grief come, because it likely brings with it a funny memory or a joyful moment. Let the laughter come, because in it you will find release for your tears. For this time we share, together though we are apart, I invite you to let the veil between this life and the next get very thin and feel the presence of your loved ones settle around you. In the Christian calendar, we've recently observed the season of Lent. Lent is a time when we give something up, a season where we go without. It's a time when we pare down our lives. This last year has been a collective kind of Lent. We've pared down our trips to the grocery store and the gym. We don't go in person to concerts or even to church. We've pared down our commutes, as many of us who are non-essential workers have made our kitchen tables our home offices. We've been pared down and disciplined. We've gone without. The discipline of going without in this way is meant to not just to increase our faith, but to increase our sense of connectedness. We're reminded in our sacrifice that we belong to the one who created us, and we belong to one another. We're reminded that we're part of an intricate web of connection that we can never extract ourselves from. It's meant to remind us what's important, to take us out of the rat race for a time, to put our hands back on our hearts and return to ourselves. Just like the season of Lent, I think in this last year of COVID, we have been reminded of what is truly important. Reminded that through everything, love is what matters. And through everything, love prevails. The Willed Body program is a manifestation of that love which prevails. Your loved ones have given a gift to this program and to the students here. Even in their deaths, they have given of themselves. And through that gift, through that love, we are all now connected. The gift your loved ones gave connects them to the students, and the students to you, and you to this place, such that no matter where in the world you are when you participate in this service, even if you are oceans away from Hawaii, you are connected to this place. And no matter what your relationship was to the deceased, even if you weren't as close as you would have liked, you're connected to them. You are part of this community. We belong to one another. At the end of Lent, a 40-day journey in total, we celebrate Easter. In hearing the story of the crucifixion, we're reminded that death does not have the final word. Reminded that hope springs up in the least likely of places, and even in the darkest of circumstances. Easter reminds us that what looks like the end rarely ever is. That hope is what we celebrate here today. We proclaim the power of love which never dies. Each of you who are saying goodbye to a loved one, knows the power of love. You still carry with you the sound of their laughter or the smell of their perfume. You know the way they told jokes or their favorite song. The love you still have for them and the love they had for you means that they live on in you, even though they're gone from this world. One of my favorite Christian mystics, Bernard of Clairvaux, once said, "I can never lose the one I love. They only go before." Your loved one is not gone from you, only gone before you. Even now in their death, even sometime after their death, they're drawing you deeper into community, into the web of interconnectedness and belonging. It is in this interconnection that your loved one lives on. Today, even in our grief, we celebrate that death doesn't have the final word and that love is the most powerful force. After a hard year, we gather virtually to proclaim the increased sense of connectedness and belonging we now have. While socially distanced from one another, we are brought together with an even deeper sense of life's fragility and life's sacredness. Every moment of our lives is infused in the presence of the divine. We celebrate the gift that your loved ones gave to the students who worked with them and to you in bringing you into this community. We say goodbye today to those who have not been lost, but who have gone before us. Amen.
Aloha, I'm Jarrett Hedges, Dean of the John A. Burns School of Medicine, and I want to welcome you to the 2021 Willed Body Program. This program is one that we use to reach out to the community and to give thanks to the families and friends and many others who have been a supporter of the individual who has donated their body to our program. These donations are meaningful. Our students learn techniques, as do practitioners in the community learn how to do procedures and to improve their skills through the opportunity to work with the donated bodies. As learners, our students get to learn where different parts of the body fit together and anatomically explain how our body works. So this opportunity is just critical for the growth of knowledge and our future students' practice. So we want to thank all of you who have supported this program in many ways, including the encouragement of those who have donated their bodies as part of this program. And I want you to pay special attention to the recognition our students have provided in honoring those who have donated. This program is a very unique contribution, not only to the school, but to the community. And we want to thank all of you who have been an important part of this. So even though we've had difficulties with COVID, even though we have all had to deal with this in difficult ways, I believe that the continuation of this program and its legacy for this school is incredibly valuable and important for our community. So thank you all for being a part of this today. Aloha.
Aloha and good morning. My name is Mari Kurayamatan and I am the administrator of the Willed Body Program. On behalf of our program at the John A. Burns School of Medicine, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude for enduring the uncertainties that the COVID-19 pandemic has caused over this past year. We know that this last year has been challenging for everyone, and we sincerely thank you for your patience and understanding. We truly wish that we were able to honor and thank all of our silent teachers with you today, but the safety and wellness of all of you was our primary concern. We hope that what you viewed will bring you comfort and closure. Our staff, led by Director Stephen Labrash, Assistant Director Stacy Lenz, and Assistant Leela Brash, as well as the School of Medicine's administration, staff, and students are celebrating their lives and thanking them for their selfless gifts. As Stacy mentioned in her opening remarks, video of our private scattering ceremony for those who wish to be scattered at sea will be shown after the slideshow of our honorees. The links to all the videos presented today will be made available on our website within a week after this airing. Again, we thank you, all the family and friends, for supporting your loved one on their decision to become silent teachers. Mahalo!